So it's 2018, I'm 19 years old at the time, and I'm sitting on my desk in my room. I'm on the hub and I'm having a FAP sesh, a regular FAP sesh. But this time I made a vital mistake, like a massive mistake. I accidentally left my door unlocked. Now at the time I lived on campus at my university. I lived in like a student accommodation, and so in my hallway there were like a bunch of other students that lived with me. So I kind of had my own room, and the door outside my room led to like the hallway where like a bunch of other students lived. And it was a Friday night at the time, and so there was students walking around outside. There was always students walking everywhere in this accommodation, right? And I left the door unlocked without realizing it. So I'm there having my FAP sesh, watching a video or whatever, and I'm watching the video, and I hear the voice of the girl on the video, but I realize, wait a minute, the voice is not coming from this video I'm watching. Okay, maybe the girl's voice is coming from another tab I'm watching. No, all my other tabs aren't playing. So the voice of the girl must be coming from somewhere else. And then I turn around, and my heart absolutely goes into my throat. I'm in like absolute shock, because I see standing at my door is a girl. This girl that I know who lives in my accommodation. Turns out she had seen that my door was unlocked, and she had opened it, and she was like, "Hey Penrose, do you wanna?" And when I looked over, she was standing there in shock, watching me, sitting there butt naked, hand on my pee-pee, with like a video in full screen in front of me. At the time I had like a 24-inch monitor, huge monitor. And it was just like the corn scene on the thing, and I'm just sitting there, turning around looking at her, and she's in absolute shock. And before I can even say anything, she closes the door and she's off. And I quickly get up, put on all my pants, I'm gonna go chase after her. First of all, I need to catch her before she tells anyone else. I want her to keep it between us. Second of all, I want to like justify to her why I did it. I was going to be like, "Oh, no, I don't do this all the time. No, like this is a one-time thing. Oh no." And I want to make sure she's not in shock. So I get my clothes on and I run down the hallway. I'm trying to look for her, trying to catch her. I even give her a call, but she's not responding. And I can't find her. Where is she? So I'm searching around the whole accommodation trying to find her. And eventually I do find her. And I talk to her. And I'm like, "Hey, did you see anything earlier? Were you in the hallway?" Because here's the thing, bro. That memory was so traumatizing for me, so shameful, that I kind of at the moment, I kind of retreated from my own mind. I was like so traumatized, I retreated from my own mind. And when I was talking to her, I don't even remember if the memory was real. Like, I had kind of deleted it from my memory without realizing it, because I was so ashamed and so shocked. And so I'm talking to her, right? I'm like, "Did you see anything earlier? Were you outside my room?" And she just says no. She's like, "No, I don't know what you're talking about." And no matter how much I interrogate her, she doesn't tell me what she saw. So that makes me doubt my memory even more, bro. And I continue on with my life. And this memory I kind of forgot for a long time. And it only resurfaced recently when I was like journaling. I was like writing in my journal, and this memory came back to me. And I realized that in that moment, I was so ashamed that I kind of suppressed and pushed away that memory of mine. But here's the thing. Here is something I learned from the psychiatrist or therapist, Healthy Gamer GG on YouTube. He says that shame is like the master emotion that we need to grow. Because here's the thing. Shame is so painful that it forces us to change our behavior so we don't experience the shame again. So like, let's say you're at a restaurant and the waiter says, "Enjoy your meal." And you say, "You too." And you're like, "Oh shit." And you feel shame for that, right? So when you feel that shame, your brain kind of rewires its neurons and it changes its behavior, so you're not going to do that behavior again. The shame forces you to change your behavior. So same thing with NoFap. When you like bust a nut, you know you experience post-nut clarity, right? That's like shame on max. And if you were to like feel that shame and accept that shame, it would actually change your neurons in your brain to make you less likely to do that behavior again, because it wants you to avoid that shame. But what do most of us do when we mess up on NoFap? We get mad at ourselves, we regret it and we hate ourselves. We cope and we say like, oh, you know, this is gonna be the last time, or like, I'm doing it for a testosterone boost, bro, you know, or just one time won't hurt. You know, we cope and we try to avoid that feeling of shame. We like suppress the shame. We cover up our shame with anger. We're like, I hate myself. Why the fuck did I do this? Oh my God, I'm never gonna do this again. Because we're trying to justify to ourselves why we did it, right? But actually the shame, even though it's painful, the pain is what pushes us to grow. A relapse on NoFap should be seen as a learning lesson, a chance to feel that shame deeply and take the lesson from it and rewire our brain to change our behavior and make us less likely to do it next time. Because here's the truth, bro. Today in society, everyone's all about avoiding shame. You know, no fat shaming, you know, they say like, oh, everyone's a winner, bro. Everyone's special. Everyone gets a participation award. Like, sometimes you've got to feel like a loser, because feeling like a loser pushes you to change. Imagine if you didn't feel shame every time you bust a nut. You would keep doing it because you'd have no reason to not do it. So actually feeling that shame is actually beneficial. Now, I'm not saying to feel the shame and hate yourself and say like, oh my God, I messed up, this is so bad. But just to accept it for what it is. Almost like watch yourself in third person doing the fap sesh. You know, see yourself as like a little monkey in the corner, beating his meat, watching someone else have Shreks. You know, visualize yourself in third person, like they're like mouth breathing, like doing the deed, and just feel the shame fully without judgment. That will actually deter you from doing it again next time. Because if every time you relapse, you become a little bit more aware of exactly how you feel during it, exactly the thoughts you're getting, exactly the reason you're doing it, then that will naturally reduce your desire to do the act. And you will find you just naturally do it less. It's when you fight that shame, when you suppress it, when you hate yourself, that's when you keep doing it, because you're not learning the lesson that you need from every relapse. Every relapse is a lesson. It's a learning opportunity. And if you're hating yourself, you're pushing yourself down, you're rejecting that learning opportunity. Like imagine you were trying to practice learning a tennis serve, but every time you missed the serve, you missed the box, or you missed the swing, you hated yourself, you got mad at yourself, you coped about why you missed, then you're not going to learn. You need to just accept that you missed the serve and just keep going, and just stay fully aware and not judge it, just do it as it is. And again, I'm not saying cope and say like, yeah, fapping's good for you, because that's the opposite of shame. You need to feel truly what's going on inside you, and that will naturally push you away from doing that thing. Now, bro, if you don't feel shame when you fap, you know, you're in your Instagram story like, sup guys, just fapped to some MILF corn, like, and you're like showing off your fleshlight and stuff, then fair enough, bro. Maybe this won't work for you. You know, you're a different breed of person, bro. But if you do feel shame when you fap, you need to make sure you feel it deeply and you accept it, because that will make you change your behavior. It's actually a good thing. Negative emotions are not a bad thing. Negative emotions are signals for us to change our behavior. So bro, good luck, subscribe, click on this video right now. See you in the next one.